YouTube. This is Wrestling Amusement Park Fan 62. Now, on this channel, I've mostly done amusement park stuff, and I'm sorry about that, but I would like to switch over to the wrestling side of this for a minute and talk about somebody who has really changed their game on their wrestling. Since it is Halloween, we're 6 days out from Halloween. I like to talk about Bray Wyatt. Now, if you don't know who Bray Wyatt is, he is right now known as the Fiend. I will get to the Fiend here in a minute. Bray Wyatt started in NXT as Husky Harris. Then when he came up, he was still known as Husky Harris with the group The Nexus. Then once they split, he kind of redid his persona to be Bray Wyatt, the Eater of Worlds. Now, you can make your own jokes in that one. Where he was sort of like a cult leader in a way. So he wore like a hat, not sort of like a hat Michael Jackson wore type thing. He had like a long beard. He had a it was like a Hawaiian shirt and stuff. And he had his Wyatt family, which consists of Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, and Braun Strowman. Well, a few years back, basically the Wyatt family split. Because I think they went on different brands, maybe, I'm not sure. But, and then Luke Harper and Eric Rowan formed their own tag team called the Bludgeon Brothers, which those will be their own thing this week. But meanwhile, Bray Wyatt was still in this Eater of Worlds persona, which, I mean, wasn't bad per se, but if you go back and look at a lot of his promos on WWE's YouTube channel or any of the ones people have uploaded on YouTube, at times it just seems like he was just rambling about different things. Now, the cool thing, now there's one with Halloween that was cool, which was the whole sister, it was called Superstar Ghost Stories, from a few years back, where Bray Wyatt talked about the Fiend, which we didn't know at the time, and how that came to be. Now, and then Bray Wyatt, not long after, went off TV for a while. Never did it on why, but then going into SummerSlam for 2019 on Raw, he came out as the Fiend. Now, the Fiend is his killer alter ego, so to say. So the Fiend will do stuff that he sort of did as the cult leader, but is a little bit more harsh, so to say. And actually his entrance as the Fiend is really cool because Code Orange sings his theme song for him, and you see all these different lights and stuff. Now, fast forward with the Fiend through some good and bad storylines that he's had. He has an interesting one right now going on, sort of, with Alexa Bliss. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, after SummerSlam, I think it was. I may be wrong on the date for that. I'll put in the date for that. Her former tag partner, Nikki Cross, could not beat Bayley for the SmackDown Women's title. So she walked off after getting beat by Bayley while Alexa was in the ring. And then the eerie music played, and Bray Wyatt was by her. And he was sort of teasing one of his signature moves, which is the mandible claw. And then not even 2 minutes later, he did the mandible claw to her. And this is where the story has kind of twisted a little bit. So now, over the course of like late August into September and even October, you can really see Alexa's demeanor change as far as how she's like without the Fiend, with the Fiend, and what happens. Now, one of the ones that where you kind of suspected she wasn't quite like herself was she had a match versus Lacey Evans on SmackDown, and she was getting beat. Well, when the Fiend's music hit the first time, she's kind of like, okay. But the second time, this is where she changed, and she kind of snapped. And she kind of had this evil grin on her face and everything. So, you can say this to anybody the Fiend has come in contact with. To name a few before I end this video is Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Braun Strowman, and many others. So I thought, since Halloween is so close, I thought I'd like to give some stuff on evil, not so much evil, but creepy WWE characters.